Hello guys, my name is Marco, and in this video I'm going to show you how to replace just the glass on your Lumia 1020. As you can see here, I have a yellow Lumia 1020 and display is perfectly fine, just the glass is broken. So I will start with shutting down the device, taking out the SIM tray, and here you can see on the left there is a hole for a secret screw that releases the LCD assembly, and when you hear a clicking noise, that means you released it. Now you have to take a very thin plastic tool. In this case I use a guitar pick, and you have to unlock small plastic tabs that hold the screen frame onto the phone body. So you basically have only 3 of them, and now you have to so now when you open the one side, the other side should slide out, so you should pull it toward yourself. And be careful, because now we still have to detach some flex cables. So again, use a plastic tool to detach this front-facing camera / sensor flex cable, and here we're going to detach the LCD or the screen flat cable. Now at this point you want to make sure your phone is completely off. Okay, so now I am just using my LCD separator machine to preheat the screen. You don't have to do that if you don't have it. It gets much easier if you preheat it. Also, you want to remove front-facing camera and proximity sensor, because they might get into your way and you don't want to accidentally damage them. Now when I preheated the assembly, I used my very sharp, very thin metal spatula. You can find it online, but make sure it is very thin, because you want to get between the glass and the frame. So goal here is to heat it up, separate this plastic frame from the glass, and get the access to the glass and the screen. So as you do this, be careful not to go too deep and damage the screen itself. So be very careful. As you can see, my screen, my glass is really broken into pieces. So it is going to be much easier for me to remove just piece by piece. And if you have it just one crack, it might be very easier for you to use just the LCD machine. Now I will show you this method in the other video, where I have the same Lumia with just only one line over the half of the screen, and in that video I did it with the LCD separator and the wire, and in this video I'm just going to use this metal spatula and remove just piece by piece. Also, I used something to hold my heat gun. I used my lamp, so I hooked the handle of my heat gun under there, so I can use both of my hands, and I can just put the phone there when I need to heat it up. I think that's very handy if you can use both of your hands. And now I'm still trying to work around that frame so it doesn't get into my way. The glue that holds the frame is really hard, and you have to be very careful, because one wrong move you can break your screen. So just go easily. don't push it too hard because, as I said, you can break it. So just go small by small step. The whole process took me around hour because the frame was such a pain in the ass and it took me so long to remove it. So I eventually gave it up and went removing just the glass from the top to the bottom. So and now you can see me using some foils because they are very thin and still rigid enough for me to cut in. They cannot break the screen so easily as plastic and metal tools. And yeah, just make sure you heat it up. Also, you don't want your heat gun to blow very hot air because it might damage your polarization foil and it might show brown spots. You don't want that. It can be fixed, but it is a very large pain in the ass to remove those. So just I set my heat gun at around 150 Celsius degrees and I don't hold it there for very long at the same spot because it can get me those yellow brown spots. Now, as you can see, I pursued of removal just piece by piece of the glass because they are very broken. Also, when you're removing this kind of shards, when you get between the glass, some small pieces can fly off the screen and hit you in the eyes. So be careful of that. Wear some eye protection. I got some cheap $1 plastic glasses just to have them on my head while I do this job because those shards are really dangerous and they can get really fast. They can get some really nasty damage to your eyes and you don't want that, trust me. And as I get toward the bigger parts, I ditched the metal tool and came again with the plastic foil. This is just, you can use a regular screen protector. They're really cheap and they are really amazing for this job. It is important that your screen is hot enough and the glue is melted, so it really makes the job easier. Be reminded that this video is speed up, so as I said, what takes 10 minutes in this video took me probably 1 hour or maybe longer, I don't remember. But the frame was the biggest problem actually. So this part of glass removal is basically the same as any other device you can find on the YouTube, like S3, S4, S5, maybe even, all of those AMOLED screens. They're basically the same. Yeah. So to get more confidence, you can watch some other videos. You can find some on my channel or other channels, whatever you like. Also, not every screen is broken in the exact same way, so if your screen is broken into this many parts, I think it can be only some it can be much safer to remove it that way, but you can hurt yourself with the glass shards and stuff flying around, so be careful again. And you saw me just pouring some alcohol. It is 96% isopropyl alcohol, so it helps dissolve the glue much easier, so my foil gets through the optic adhesive much easier than when there is no alcohol. So if you wonder what is that, that is alcohol. Also, you want to be very careful when you come at the bottom. As you can see, there is a small flex cable that houses the back windows and search buttons, so you want to be very careful not to damage those, as I damaged the LEDs and now they don't light up anymore, but the touch functionality is still there. And I didn't manage to find the replacement flex cable for that, so be really careful when you're removing the glass from that part, from the bottom of the screen, because you can cut it in half and your bottom buttons will not work anymore. The price of the new screen I think is about $60 right now. When I did this video 2 months ago, it was about 100, and still the price may vary. The price of just the glass is, I think, few bucks, maybe $5 maximum, and also you can buy the mold for a few bucks as well, so you can save a lot. But also, if you're planning to replace the LCD anyway, you can do it just for the heck of it. And now you can see I'm removing the protective foil from the back of the frame, so I can remove the frame, but let's see if that is going to work. I'm pouring some alcohol in there because the frame is really stuck for the glass and it doesn't let go, so my screen is trapped between the frame and the shards of glass, and I try my best to work it around and not break the screen and remove the glass. Now this is really tricky, but as you can see I pulled it off one piece at a time. And also you want to, as I said, be very careful of those flex cables. On the bottom there is a flex cable for the screen as well, but you can't damage that one that easy because the button's flex cable is over the main flex cable, so it is kind of protecting it from damage, but still be very careful. Now this last part is really giving me hard times, but with some force I managed to remove it. And here it is. The screen is free of the glass, and I can finally remove it from the plastic frame. I'm going to just quickly try the screen to see if I did it, and if I will waste my time cleaning it. And as you can see, it works. It lights up, it shows colors, and the touch is still working as well. Now I tried the buttons and they all work, and that's it. I shut off the device and go straight to cleaning the residue optic adhesive. Now this is really the essential part, because you want to clean all of the glue. I use this technique of where I roll it up, and my fingers were sore after this. Maybe you can use some plastic tool to remove it, but it is very hard to do it, because you want your screen to be on a flat surface, and that is basically impossible because of the flex cable on the back of the screen. So I just place it on my mouse pad, one half and one half on the tables, and I add some alcohol as well to ease up the removal of the glue. Also, you want to use a microfiber cloth to remove all of the residue. There you see me using a microfiber cloth. And you really want to make your screen perfectly clean. So no chunks of glue, no dust, anything like that. As you can see. Okay, so now I have cleaned everything, and I'm doing a final checkup, removing the dust specks from the screen, and the screen is in the mold. So what this mold does is it aligns glass and the screen perfectly, so it fits in the phone and the frame perfectly when I put it back together. So you probably want to invest in this small but useful device, which cost, as I said, a few bucks on the eBay or AliExpress. Yeah, so no dust should be there, and now I take the UV glue and put it in this. You want to put it in this same layout, like all the corners and the middle. And also you want, if you're using a mold, you can put a little bit more, because all of the excess glue will pour out and it will not be a big problem for you. You can easily wipe it out if you put too much, but if you put too little, that will be the problem. Now you could see me here removing a bubble, so you don't want any air bubbles or dust in your glue. Double check everything before you lay your glass. It will be a pain in the ass to remove the glue from your glass and clean everything up again if you mess up. So make sure, take your time. Now as you can see, I laid one side and I hold the other side with the thin tool. So you want to place it easily and slowly, because if you lay everything at the same time, it will make bubbles. So if you place it flat on the screen, you will get bubbles in the middle and they're really hard to get out. So you can push by the other side to force the glass a little bit faster, but you don't want to place the other side before the one that is connected to the glue. So the glue should flow in one direction, like you see what I'm doing. Okay. This process here is not speed up, so it is a real time. As you can see, glue is slowly filling all of the surface. Now there I made a mistake. My left corner got in touch with the glue before the middle, but I didn't get the bubble. I was lucky. And now when all the glue is there, I can pull out my tool and let it spread around. So also I help it with the push of my hands to reach all the corners, all of the sides, because I want the optic adhesive to fill all of the screen surface. Now I'm pressing it gently to remove the excess glue, and now is the time to put it under a UV lamp. Yeah, it is perfectly sitting, and now it is under a UV lamp. You want to leave it for about 10 minutes to be sure it is completely cured. And when the 10 minutes are passed, we want to slowly remove it from the mold. So those glue that poured out on the side also got cured, and it is in our way of removing the glass. You don't want to damage it now. Slowly remove it and clean all of the excess glue with paper towels or anything you have handy. Also, you want to use alcohol because it helps clean the optic adhesive much better than just the paper towels. Okay, you want all of the sides and back of the glass completely clean, because we're going to glue that part of the glass to an old frame. Again, I'm putting it under a UV light, but on the back side, so all the glue that came out will be cured. And while that is curing, I'm cleaning the old frame. So all this is adhesive, the old adhesive that held to the glass, and now I want that frame to be completely flat and clean, so the new adhesive will hold it in the right position and to be perfectly leveled in the phone. You can use your basically knife or paper cutters, anything just that is sharp, or razor, but you don't want to cut into a plastic of your frame, so only adhesive only adhesive should be removed. As you can see, it is really weird and hard adhesive. Okay, now when the back side of the screen was under a UV lamp, I took the finest microfiber cloth and again clean all of the back of the phone. Also make sure to completely clean your holes for front-facing camera and for your sensors, because they need to be completely clean. It will be very hard for you to clean them when you put the frame into place. Now I use this multi-purpose glue that will hold the glass for the frame. So I put just a little bit on the sides and I place it on the phone because it is much easier to put it there. And now I'm putting it on the other side of the glass. I didn't have to rush with this glue because this glue is really slow curing and you can take your time with it. So it also you can also have time for repairing the mistakes. Okay, now when the sides are filled with glue, I take the frame and put the glue on the top and the bottom, so every part of the frame that touch the glass will be covered with the glue. You don't want to put too much glue in the areas around the front-facing camera and the sensors, because when you put them together, the glue might come out and cover the camera part of the glass, and you don't want to do that. Okay, now slowly you have to attach the frame to a screen assembly, and you have, I think, few minutes to align them perfectly. You can even put it in the phone together, and the phone will be the best place to align them, but you can also align them with your fingers, and you can place it in the right position. Also, I will use these small plastic clamps to hold the frame and the glass together until the glue completely cures. So it is very important that they are making a firm contact with each other. As you can see, I'm putting the plastic clips all around the phone, and I'm going to leave it like this for 12 hours, which is enough for the glue to completely cure. Okay, now when 12 hours have passed, I remove the plastic clips. I put back the front-facing camera and the proximity sensor in place. And here I have my phone, and now all I have to do is to attach the flex cables. First I will attach the main screen flat cable, and then also I will attach this front-facing camera proximity sensor, which is kind of tricky, but I pulled it off. Okay, now you have to slide the right side of the display into a housing and press it down on the left side. Now just making sure that everything is in the right position, and as I said, slide the right side in, and you have to press the left one to pop in, and your screen is back in place. Now all we have to do is again remove a SIM tray and secure our screen with that one screw on the top left corner of the screen of the phone. Yeah, I forgot to say this screw is Torx T4 or T5 depending on what screwdriver set you have. So put your SIM tray back in and enjoy your fresh repaired Lumia. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumb up and also consider subscribing to this channel, as I will post more of these videos, and I also have a lot of repairing videos, and I think this is the first one of the Lumia 1020, just the glass. So as you can see, the screen is perfectly in the place where it was originally, so nothing is popping out abnormally. Yeah, everything is perfect. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.